hope that this actually gets through. It's the best way I know to actually present myself. This is for Z-Dog. I guess my sister Erlene, she's an emergency room nurse, and she's been sharing your stuff. I've watched some, and I just saw the one about Paul. And I just want to let you know, because it comes in my head. First thing comes in my head, and I'm an alternative healer, by the way. That's a story in itself, but what comes to mind is that, you know what, I know that I can ensure, basically, a person's, an increased ability to breathe. I know this to be a fact. I've heard it repeatedly, and what it is that I do is that I am the expert in the world on the proper handling of the atlanto-occipital joint, which of course is where the head and the spine come together. If chiropractic is doing anything about that at all, it's because I put the pressure on them, and I've been in it for over 33 years. Anyway, I'm naturally thinking about cases. I hear stuff, and the first thing coming to mind is, wow, well, if his head had been in place, then he could have been able to breathe better. I know this to be a fact because it's reported to me on a regular basis. And I'm not going to say that an invader wouldn't, possibly diminish his capacity in that, but I do know that I am told repeatedly that I can, one of the first things I hear is that I can breathe better, and headaches go away, that kind of stuff. It's just a plethora. But one of the things definitely is that they do report that they can breathe better, and that's just by getting the head in place. I deal with the pelvis as well. I've actually caught the chiropractors at this point in time. They're big boy. He admits that what he's doing is the plagiarized version. Of course, it's not actually authoritatively put out there except for me on YouTube, but it's been out there for a minute, and they haven't argued with me. I caught them in the courts in their attempt to try to plagiarize my grandfather's work regarding that. And anyway, I just know that I've got something. You said till we find something better. I'm like, somebody's going to have somebody that doesn't have an interest, a greedy motive behind them. Is going to have to be willing to step up and say, wow, this makes sense. Let's check it out. I'm willing to go into the trenches for it. I have not been vaccinated. I don't intend on getting vaccinated either. But I have a natural immunity in my code, in that my sister, she tried to catch it and couldn't catch it. And I think I had a very mild case, so we're not identical, but I do know that I have a family member that she was naturally immune, period, already. Mandates are wrong, and I have an alternative that should be looked at before mandates become that way. And it's like somebody's going to have to step up and be the voice of reason, and I trust you at this point in time. So I'm going to hope that you're going to really be willing to spend just a little bit of time finding out what I know. And what I find very odd, and I've said this already, is it's the timing. It's like I was so close to just, breaking the whole thing open, getting the word out, and then all of a sudden this scare. I'm like, whoa, smoke and mirrors, or what is this? I know they've been working on it, but they've known about me for a while now. They have known about me for a while. Yeah. I was one of the health freedom fighters, got involved in the Declaration of Health Freedom, the Declaration of Independence of Health Freedom. Anyway, just want you to know that I've got something you might want to check out. I personally am going to call you as a human to be morally bound, responsible to find out what I know.